yesterday and caused over 2,000 wire downs, more than 460,000 customers to lose power. You know, and what occurred, obviously, we had a substantial amount of freezing rain that created a significant amount of radial ice accumulation. And we saw ice amounts up to 3/4 of an inch throughout Southeast Michigan. And that's a level we have not seen in nearly 50 years. Some areas, as I said, saw 3/4 of an inch, and pretty widespread saw between 1/4 of an inch and 1/2 an inch. And that's extremely significant amount of ice. And what that does is the ice not only creates treacherous driving and working conditions, obviously, but also adds just a tremendous amount of weight to trees, tree limbs, wires, and other equipment. We also saw some wind gusts in the 30s, up to 40 yesterday. That combination causes an extreme amount of damage. We've seen very large tree limbs come down, very large trees topple over. As I said, a significant number of our wires and equipment have come down, with several utility poles snapped with the weight. And just to give you an idea of how much weight that is, 1/2 an inch of radial ice on a single span of wire can add more than 1,000 pounds to that span of wire, which is really the equivalent of a baby grand piano. So that weight is what's bringing everything down. As I said, we have seen significant damage and significant wires come down throughout the system. We know how frustrating and impactful it can be to be without power. But I do want to assure you and all of our customers, we're going to continue to work around the clock as quickly and as safely as we possibly can until each and every customer is restored. We saw this storm coming in. We prepared for it. We have several hundred trained individuals working public safety this morning. We've got well over 1,000 line workers out there working restoration, including approximately 400 from nearby states. We have additional line workers coming in from other states by about noon today. Unfortunately, with a storm of this size and the extent of the damage that we're seeing in the field, it's extremely difficult to provide any kind of accurate restoration timing. We've got our damage assessors out this morning, really assessing the level of damage. And until we can get a better assessment, we're not able to provide estimates on restoration. It's going to be several hours this morning before we're able to do that. But as I said, several wires came down late yesterday and through the night. We have our trained individuals out there working public safety. But with the ice, it made conditions much slower than normal. So there's still wires that are out there. And what's most important is safety, the safety of the public, the safety of our crews. So we urge each and everyone out there to be on the lookout for downed wires. If you see a downed wire or anything you think could possibly be a downed wire, stay back, stay at least 25 feet away. Also look for anything the wire may be in contact with. Don't touch fences or sheds or anything else. Step back, call our 800 number or call police and fire. We work very closely with police and fire, and report it, and we'll get out there as quickly as we can. So safety is number one. But as I said, we've got well over 1,000 people out there working. We're going to work 24/7 until everybody's back, and appreciate everything that you all are doing to keep our public informed and keep folks safe. With that, I will pause and answer any questions.
Thanks, everybody. If you could raise your hand if you have a question for Matt, and then let him know your name and your outlet before you ask the question, that would be appreciated. Jordan?
Yeah, I'm looking at the outage map and the county outages are only shown in percentages. I was wondering if you know how many customers in Washtenaw County by number are without power today.
Okay, good question. I don't have the specific numbers in front of me, Jordan. I do know Washtenaw County was particularly hard hit, and they saw ice levels, up to that 3/4 of an inch. That's really the area that saw the most ice. In and around the Ann Arbor area actually was the largest accumulation. So there are a significant number of customers out in Washtenaw, but I don't have that specific number in front of me.
Are there any additional questions? Okay, well, with that, thank you very much for joining us this morning. If you have any.
Well, there you go.
questions-
DTE giving us an update on just the situation and everything. Kind of that the only question they really got there was regarding Washtenaw County, which we saw Eastern Michigan in Ypsilanti closing down for today. And Ashley pointing out that they got the hardest hit, like was expected to get most of the ice, Ann Arbor, Washtenaw County area.
And I think the most important thing to realize for people that are without power is that it's going to take patience because it's a very dangerous process right now. He's saying that they haven't seen ice this thick on power lines in over 50 years. Yeah. That's how thick it is. That's how heavy it is. That's the damage that's been caused. And that's the reason also with the dangers of the high winds and trying to work in ice is going to take a longer period of time. As he said, it's just going to take that much longer to assess and to fix it. So it's going to probably be some days before a lot of folks get restored.
Yeah, and they'll get some help. They mentioned some additional crews coming in, line crews from out of state, supposedly here by about noon today.
But they already have 400.
400 out there, yeah. So they're sounding the alarm to get everybody out there to help right now.